Hey guys, welcome back to Mario and Luigi Partners in Time. Last episode, we learned some new moves from Toadsworth. We can flatten the babies and also spin jump into them to make them go farther and higher. And Bowser kidnapped Princess Peach once again, so we'll be going back in time to save them. Well, save her, not Bowser. But before we go, I want to address a rumor about the game that I think is unsubstantiated for the most part. At some point in the game, you will have to return to Peach's castle through the sewers. The rumor states that if you have not opened up this pipe by rolling into the gear, you will get screwed out of completing the game. Now, I know in the European version that a block will appear in the sewers that will allow you to get back up. So I would presume that the pipe still exists in this version and in other versions. However, I cannot be 100% sure of this. Although I'm very skeptical that they just leave such an obvious error in like that, I still would err on the side of caution and advise you to open up the pipe anyway, just to be absolutely 100% certain. With that being said, let's send the babies over and go back in time. I was trying to land them right on the time hole, that would have been so satisfying. Let's go to Thwomp Volcano! I said this about almost every area, but I really like the music. It has this sort of like military march feel to it, but also really makes it feel like you're about to climb up a dangerous mountain. Thwomp Volcano Trail. Beware of falling objects! I like the design of this place with the green thwomps making up the walls, the clouds in the background on the map that make it seem like it's just ascending into the heavens. And we got some toads here. Yo, this is Thwomp Volcano. You guys mountaineers too? We all are, and we're extreme! Yeah, you might have guessed from the name, but this is a volcano with lots of thwomps. Oh, there's also scientists at the peak at Gadzooks or Ollie Smokes or something. Also, if you look here, it kind of looks like that thwomp has a tuft of hair. Down here there's a bean, and let's talk to the you can't get out of that gap to the babies. Okay, that's a little weird. Yeah, there are blocks up there. There, can you see them? Man, they're really cheesing me. See the crevice? Unless you're as flat as an extreme hotcake, you ain't getting inside. And I don't care how extreme you are, unless you float, you can't reach that other block. Well, it's awfully convenient that we have two new abilities, one that lets us slip through these very narrow gaps, and another one that lets us float up to higher areas. We have an Ultra Mushroom on the right alcove, and on the left one, Okay, well now we know what happens if you kind of like mess around with the frames a little bit. On the left we have a block that opens up our path forward. Now going up here, I want to talk about the legacy of Partners in Time again. Well, first we have these new enemies. These are called Thwacks, and I guess I'll let them show off what they're about. Basically, they'll turn a certain color. If they're green, they'll attack Luigi, and if they're red, they'll attack Mario, and I completely screwed up there. Sometimes you can counterattack them by jumping, and other times you'll have to use your hammer. And they can also do a suicide attack where they turn yellow and launch pebbles at both bros. And they also have this really annoying move where if there's like one or two of them left, they can summon reinforcements. It's a good way to grind for EXP, but it can also be pretty annoying. As I was saying, about the legacy of Partners in... Okay, thank God he didn't do that summoning reinforcements thing. But as I was saying, I think I've said that like 3 times by this point. I've always wondered if this area inspired Thwomp Ruins in Mario Kart 8. It has a similar theme and color palette, and I can't help but feel like they took inspiration from this area when they were designing that course. It's just nice to see Partners in Time get get some recognition, especially since it's the most often overlooked of the Mario and Luigi series. And also because they skipped over it to make a Bowser's Inside Story remake instead, when I think this game would have benefited more from it. I'm still salty about that. That was just... Choosing to remake Bowser's Inside Story was a mistake, honestly. It really didn't need a remake. You could just play the original on the 3DS, but some of the stuff they added, I think, was good, but like, it still just wasn't a very good decision, if you ask me. And I just wish that Alpha Dream could have at least ended on a higher note than they did. Or, I don't think it's really possible that you can, like, unbankrupt the company, but I really do somehow they're able to make a comeback in the series to return. I don't really know how to go on to a lighter note from that, so I do believe... No, I was wrong. The Thwacks aren't especially weak to Ice Flowers, although they do have the same effect of lowering their stats, so I would recommend that. We also have some more items we can use. Let's just use another Ice Flower. I want to start using our Bros items more in battle since... Well, we didn't need to use it that time. I stand corrected, I guess. 4 Super Mushrooms from the Treasure Badge. Like I mentioned, it's a very good badge that is unfortunately obscured by a very not good description. That was embarrassing. I thought there was gonna be like an alcove with a bean or something in it, but no, I just walked right off an edge. Let's be glad this isn't like a real mountain or something. Actually, I remember on a somewhat unrelated note, a few years ago, I was hiking with a scout troop along a trail to a waterfall in the mountains near where we live. And this was in the middle of February, or maybe it was at the beginning of February, but same difference. Actually, before I get sidetracked, there's this little niche right here that exists for some reason. I guess it's just a bit of a red herring, but you'll see later on that there are some areas where it looks like they should be hiding an item but aren't for some reason. It's just a little weird. If you're wondering what happens if you hit a pipe block while the other set of bros are on the screen, well, nothing happens, the pipe just goes back in. Anyways, back to the story. So, it was the beginning of February, it was really cold out, and there was ice all over the area. There was a little slope down to the beginning of the trail, and it was literally just covered in a sheet of ice. So I turned around to everyone else as I was at the front, and I said, "Hey guys, be careful here, there's a lot of ice, and you might slip." The moment I finished saying that, some kid just walks up next to me, immediately slips, falls, and slides all the way down to the beginning of the trail. It was one of those rare moments of, like, perfect comedic timing in real life. I never like to think back to that moment. Now I'm just thinking about a bunch of other stuff that happened to me on hiking trips with my scout troop. I remember when I was in 6th grade, we were climbing a mountain to get back to the theme of the area, I guess. And it was December, and we were trying to get up this slope that had a bunch of rocks, and I remember I was having to use my hands, and I ended up putting my hand down right in a pile of deer crap. That wasn't fun, and yeah, it was pretty disgusting. I also got the flu on that trip, so yeah, it probably wasn't from touching deer crap with my bare hands, but more because we were like all in a cabin, and well, there's a whole thing about being in confined spaces, spreading illness and stuff. So it probably wasn't from the deer poop, but I like to think that was probably a bad omen for things to come. Anyway, those thwacks are taken care of, and there's a bean on this area. I wonder if just this thwomp, like, buried himself in the ground halfway. You have to wonder if these... Okay, that looks like you should be able to drop down again. What I was saying is that I wonder if these thwomps we're seeing, if they're just natural formations or if they're actually like dead thwomps. That's pretty disturbing to think about, not gonna lie. Alright, Luigi. I also like the faces they make. There's like the angry one, the devil smile, and also the sad one. I don't think they make any other ones. But it adds a lot of character to the Thwacks, and I just like them for that, even if their whole summoning new enemies thing is annoying. Up here, it doesn't look like there's anything else. Nothing over there. Let's go forth. Oh, this area. I remember it. Extreme danger! Current sun left is off limits to wafer-thin trespassers. Using the propeller inside the flow is also negatory. Stay out. Go away. As it was implying, what you don't want to do is flatten the babies and send them in. Why would you even think of that? But there are no hidden items there. Anyway, let's do as the sign says. Roll into the babies and send them in. You may have noticed that little entrance up to the right over there. That's always stood out as weird to me because it just sends you into that lower passageway and back into the propeller. Actually, before we go any further, extreme danger, don't hit blocks with hammers, things fall off enough here without any help from you. I'm getting completely sidetracked, but there are two things I want to do here. First is, you saw that alcove that was in the side of the mountain when we hit that block? There is nothing in there. No beans, no items, nothing. Something should have been put there. That is the most obvious sign of, hey, there's something hidden here if you fall down. But no, there's just nothing there. And it's kind of weird, and there's also a bean here if you drop down. This little alcove is weird because you just go into, like a... Okay, apparently the babies can't get thrown up there, that's a little odd. You get thrown into a lower passageway into the propeller. You can't access that gap if you're in pancake mode, for lack of a better term. So it kind of just exists for some reason. I don't know, it's a little strange. Actually, I think you might be able to access it in pancake mode. I think you can jump high enough, but I don't want to like drop down all the way and test it again. Now that that's done, let's go back up here and have the bros hit that block so we can go further. No great thwomp, devour my children. That sounded weird. Second thought, yeah, don't do that, please. That would be rude. Someone's having a bad hair day. Now we're at the second area of Thwomp Volcano. Let's see what the save album has got. Thwomps, as far as I can see, use new moves to get to the peak. I bet you Bowser and the princess are up there. So here there's another area where it looks like there should be something hidden here, but there isn't. I also didn't mean to go back, but oh well. We didn't lose any progress from doing it, so not that big of a deal. But anyway, with that, we've made it to Thwomp Volcano and are starting on a new area with a very dramatic looking rope bridges that always freak me out in real life whenever I see pictures of them. I'm thinking of this, like, one monastery on top of a mountain in China where you have to, like, navigate along just this bridge that has one plank of wood to it and hang onto a rope. And I just can't imagine the sheer terror I would feel going along it. I think we'll end things off here. Next episode of Mario and Luigi Partners in Time, we explore more of Thwomp Volcano and climb up it further. See you guys next time!